Hey everybody, I'm back again. I'm sorry I'm running a little late. Yesterday was a busy day and I was thinking about broadcasting from the bar on Tuesday night at darts, but I have to check with the owner first. However, I am drinking some Blue Point Brewing Company Long Island iced tea, lemon flavor. Very, very good stuff. Now, for the other few people who sent me a text or a message asking me about the flame throwing incident with the elderly couple, it's a true story, happened down south. But I did check to see what kind of move it was. It's not listed in the Kama Sutra, so it must be a new move. Because Kama Sutra goes back a long time. Hundreds of moves. Flamethrower move, not one of them. Now, what I want to know is, can we just be nice to people? Just be nice. When somebody makes a mistake, let's look at it and try to forgive it. You know, see what kind of mistake it is. Is this serious on a scale of 1 to 10? The other day I was out getting gelato at the gelato store and I parked in a spot I shouldn't have parked in. It was a doctor's parking spot. It was 7 o'clock. The office said closed, but it did say no parking, doctor only. Figured no big deal, I'm just running in. It says closed on the office. Lo and behold, beep, beep, hey, can't park there. It's doctor's only. Turned around, I said, hey, I say I'm sorry. I'll move. I was just running in to get gelato. I saw it was closed. And then the doctor said to me, he goes, can you effing read? So I was out of my car already, and I started walking over him very slowly. I said, what did you just say? Can I effing read? Is that what you just said? Now, the old angry Mac would have blew his top here, but I'm trying to mature as a human being. And I said, I'll tell you something, I can effing read. And you're very lucky, because you never know who you're dealing with. I said, you really are very lucky, because you could have been dealing with somebody right now, probably punch you in the face. There was no need to be sarcastic and curse. I'm sorry, I made a mistake, I will move. But it really wasn't needed. And we have too much of that in society. Why do you need the sarcastic remark? Which infuriates me is everyone knows I am trying to turn over a new leaf and maintain my calm. You can ask Dinger, he'll tell you, he sees it every Tuesday night at darts. I am trying to be the calm Mac right now. Speaking of angry, my wife was angry at one of the squirrels the other day, and he got a bit of trouble, and she walked out of the room, and turns around, and says, hey, Dad, that's one angry woman. True. Same squirrel says to me, actually not to me, to a friend who was here who's having a little problem. He says, listen, you need to be the CEO of your company, not a worker. You don't need to take that. Kid's got impeccable timing. I don't know where he's reading this or hearing this, but he's not hearing it at home. Speaking of hearing it at home, a little issue with the wife every once in a while. When she doesn't hear something I say, apparently I'm speaking too soft because I'm not loud enough. Anybody who knows me and loudness, not very low. But when I can't hear her, I have my hearing checked. So I'm not loud enough and I can't hear her. Can't win on either one of these fronts. Just saying, can't win. Last week I was not feeling great, a little cold, whatever it was. And you know, somebody said to me, I said, I feel great. It's not COVID. It dawned on me that that's the new saying. Whenever somebody's sick, it's not COVID. It could be malaria, it could be the flu, it could be pink eye, it could be hepatitis, but it's just, hey, it's not COVID. Everything's all right. Doesn't make a difference what communicable disease it could be. It's not COVID, so it'll all be fine. All be fine. Now, at a recent poll, saying 80% of Americans said that they are against giving these illegal immigrants who stuck into our country and their families were separated $450,000. I said, that's great, but the only thing it tells me is we have 20% that are absolute insane morons wanting to give these people money. It is unbelievable. I can tell you how much money to give these illegals. Zero. We'll give them a free bus ride home and boot them right out. You're here illegally, you don't get anything. Try being here legally. Those are the people I want. The legals, not the illegals. Not the illegals. They get zero. These policies by Joe, it's insane. Now, Whispering Joe, was just out the other day. He wants to close another pipeline down. Am I the only one saying, hey, listen, natural gas prices up, oil, home heating oil up, everything is up. Let's close the pipeline down. Seems smart to you? This is one he probably should have whispered because we shouldn't get this out. It's again, I'm not the brightest guy in the world, but closing another pipeline during a time like this, not a great idea, Whispering, not a great idea. This one you should have whispered. Gets out the other day, and I don't know if this is Whispering or good old racist Joe, He called Satchel Paige, who was a great pitcher back in the day, who happened to be a black guy, called him a great Negro. A great Negro. Joe, what are you living in, the 30s? The 20s? That is such a racist term. Let me guess, when you're on the phone with President Xi in China, you're not saying that Oriental, are you? Joe, wake up, man. What is wrong with you? Man, maybe you should let this guy sundown. Maybe he won't come back. We'll see the silver warning, like blue Toyota license plate. It'll be Joe. Let him go, man. What is going on? What is going on, man? Go to the climate deal, which he fell asleep on. The climate deal just means that the United States is paying these countries to agree to try not to use coal. We're going to try to do it. It's not a binding agreement, but you know what? We're going to give you billions and trillions. How about this, Joe? Give me just about 100, 200 grand. I'll try not to do anything and make some non-binding arrangements. Can you imagine that? We're going to give you 1 million. You know, don't do this. And if you do, don't worry about it. We're going to give you anyway. You wonder why the national debt is skyrocketing? Let's just add it on to the trillions and trillions. Build back better. And if anybody doesn't think that this whole scam with the Build Back, the Green Deal, and all these rising prices are just trying to get this Green Deal paid, you're out of your mind. We're not all stupid. Just the 20% of you. But it seems like it's more because the one spoiled apple doesn't ruin the bunch. Bad example here in America. Bad example. Went to the drive-in the other day at Burger King, took the squirrel there, and they asked me for my name. Has anybody else got their name at a drive-in? I never, ever got my name at a drive-in. So I pull up and they even say, hey, you Angry Mac? No. What did they need my name for? What do they need, my social security number? My license plate number? Just give me my food, man. You don't need my name. It's like when a doctor's office asks you for your social security number. They don't need it. Somebody's just getting into foul business with it. That's all. Now, AOC and Kamala Harris continue to fight for the queen of stupidity. I don't know what's if a fight could be won, could not be won, really not sure, but they are neck and neck right now. AOC came out last week and said, yes, men could have periods. Well, AOC, hate to tell you that, genius, men can have periods. May seem like some men have periods. We all know those men, and we probably all said it to our friends. Hey, dude, you on your period today? Not to degrade women, because we know that cycles throw everybody's emotional stability off, male and female, because we get the consequence. You get direct, we get indirect. That's just the way it's been working since the dawn of times and periods started. Just saying. Matter of life. Live with it or don't live with it. Another new term, masculinity stress. Masculinity stress. Masculinity stress is when a man tries to compensate. The example they use that men like to eat steak to compensate for their masculinity. Not so sure about that. Somebody wants to compensate for their masculinity, they're drinking a little bit and probably taking a little blue pill Viagra. That's compensation, not a steak. It just tastes good. Really, they keep making up these terms. Not only that, we're making up terms so we don't hurt pedophiles' feelings. Can you imagine taking the feelings of the scum of the earth, the pedophile, into account? Let's worry about his feelings because he likes children. Let's worry about his feelings. And now we're going to call him a person attracted to a minor. Have we lost our minds? The person who's coined this phrase, transgender. That surprise you? We're walking a very slippery slope here. Very slippery. Society is going awry. It's going astray. I don't even know what's going on. I see a pedophile, I got a lot of names for him. And attracted to a minor ain't one, and it better not be one for you. Now we have this Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Kyle Rittenhouse makes some bad decisions in a spot he shouldn't be in. I'm not disputing that at all. But he shoots 3 people. What are the odds of being in thousands of people, you shooting 3 people with a criminal record at a peaceful riot? What are the odds? Was it a peaceful riot for black folk? Or was it criminals for black folk? Kyle, you should have played lotto because with those odds, 3 in the thousands, you probably have a better chance of winning some money. Now, we don't know if you're going to go to jail, but if you do get acquitted, the Black Lives Matter movement in that area has already threatened this mass disturbance. Mass disturbance. Kyle shot white criminals. BLM will now protest. What is going on? What is going on? I don't know. But I do know down in Australia, they're trying to make things inclusive and equitable. So they have a game called netball. It's like basketball, but there's no backboard. The net sits in the middle. And last year, they decided to combine the men's league and the women's league to have mixed teams, teams with any ratio you want. So some genius owner said, you know what? I'm going to make a team of all men. Guess what? They didn't lose a game, steamrolled everybody, and beat the snot out of the top women's team. It wasn't even close. Just steamrolled. All in the name of inclusion and equality. So I guess that means male dominance? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. The whole world is going crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't understand any of it. Now, Gene Simmons is a guy I used to understand. The guy's a genius. More money than anybody. He knows how to package himself and make money. Just came out against the unvaccinated and says, not vaccinated, he's still wearing a mask. Now, that's strange. He's wearing a mask, you're wearing a mask. But if we all wore diapers, does that stop you from pooping yourself because I'm wearing a diaper? Not really sure I understand, but it kind of goes with the vaccine. But he's very worried about the vaccine. However, this is the same guy self-proclaimed had sex with over 5,000 women, wasn't worried once. I wonder if he was calling him Willie, but I think the bigger concern would be sexually transmitted disease has a higher rate of I don't even know what I'm talking about, of you catching it as opposed to COVID. I'm just saying, maybe his concerns were a little misplaced. Or maybe he was just covering his voice. Now, marijuana. Marijuana has recently been to blame for young people having heart attacks. Is this a new occurrence? People have been smoking marijuana for a long, long time. Longer than the recent 10 years or 5 years since they had this study. It's not going to stop people from legalizing it, but I'm still trying to wonder how some of my friends haven't had heart attacks yet. I'm just saying, there are a couple of guys may have been prime examples back then. But what is the age? Like once you hit mid-adult, like 30s, 40s, 50s, smoke away, you're fine? I need some more data. Inconclusive, I'm going to say on this one. Now, David Chappelle. David Chappelle, we all know about his rants against homophobia, transphobia. A lot of people at Netflix were mad at him. There was a story written in the Business Insider for television saying David Chappelle is using his white privilege as an excuse. I'm thinking they don't know who David Chappelle is and they haven't seen his special. David Chappelle is not a white guy. Just saying. It was very funny when he makes fun of the white folks. We're funny to be made fun of. We don't care. Make fun of the white folks, Dave. Keep yourself out of trouble. Do everybody a favor. Just go back to making fun of me. I'm okay with it. Now, in another bizarre thing, Jeffrey Toobin went on TV. Jeffrey Toobin of the pleasuring himself on a Zoom call in front of all his peers went on TV and called somebody an idiot. I think perhaps you lost that privilege when you forgot to turn off your camera, Jeffrey. Perhaps you shouldn't have been tubing. I don't know. Now, just concerned the other day, see the Christmas commercials come on? They were advertising handicapped Ken and handicapped Barbie. Now we have Ken and Barbie in a wheelchair. I mean, when is enough enough? I'm just saying, when is enough enough? Now, here we go. One piece of advice today. One piece of advice. Dear Angry Mac, my husband owns his own business and he doesn't want to retire. I've been retired for 3 years now and I don't know how to get him to retire and I don't know why he will not retire. I don't know what I should do and I don't know why he's not retiring. How do I move forward? Well, first of all, he may not be retiring because he don't want to spend time with you. Second of all, go on vacation yourself. Have a couple of drinks. Enjoy yourself. Don't worry about him retiring. Apparently, he doesn't want to retire with you. Get over it. Move on. Simple as that, sister. Now, let's get back to the love, everybody. Let's get back to not being stupid and loving everybody and appreciating everything you have. I love everybody in my life, and everybody knows it. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them because you never know when it's your last chance. Love you guys. Love everybody. Go give somebody a hug. Cheers. See you next week. Please don't forget to subscribe and please share.